What's up guys, DuArktik here with another Raider Shadow Legends video, and in this video we are back. We're gonna talk about DuArktik and why I jumped ship in regards to DuArktik Chase Tournament. This was quite difficult. I had to convince myself until the last day to don't go for this champion, and yeah, I got 1,000 points because I wanted to unlock Marius and also Noldula, and then I had enough points to win. But is DuArktik good enough for my account specifically in order for me to spend all my resources for him? And I'm not sure about that, and this is very disappointing because I really like the design of this guy, and because he's time exclusive, Void Champion with the Egyptian aesthetics and the assassin. He also has a unique sword and a shield. So in terms of the design and the uniqueness, time limited champion, this guy is definitely top notch. But like I was saying, for my account specifically, I'm not super sure if it would be that big of a game changer. He brings a lot of valuable buffs: increased accuracy, perfect veil, increased defense, and he also brings a lot of good debuffs: decrease accuracy, decrease resistance, provoke, and attacks all enemies. So this can be very powerful for dungeons and also for PvP, because the provoke can work as a mini block abilities. It's not really a mini stun, but it's a mini block abilities. He also applies leech, and all of these effects are very powerful for Chimera. Now, I've been trying to progress a little bit on the Chimera for a while. Sometimes you have to do more damage, sometimes you have to do more trials. When your clan is more established, doing more trials is better. And I have been trying out this team, and I have two champions that bring most of what DuArktik would give to me. So we are talking about Raglin, increased accuracy, healing, revive. Then we have Fadi with increased resistance, removes buffs from the enemies. He also gives speed bar, and speed bar is very important for Chimera because you only have 65 turns, so it's not the boss to go slow. It's your team has to go a lot faster. So replacing any of these champions would be quite difficult. So that was like my main point thinking about DuArktik. Why do I want DuArktik? To improve my Chimera teams. Is he really going to provide a lot more value than what I have right now? Maybe. There are a few trials that he would definitely be impactful, but the rewards for those trials would not be like super important. We are talking about just a few rare relic materials, which is not like super crazy. So yeah, it would be a huge sacrifice for just a few more rare relics. So my other point was, okay, let's compare DuArktik to the champion that I got last time, which was Shredder. Is Shredder worth $700? We have to answer that question because it's a fact. When you take a look at the resources you have in game, and I have like this spreadsheet that allows me to calculate how much value I have of virtual money, right? Because if you think about shards, they are like currency for you to open, to complete events and so on in Raid. So the shards that I would have right now, it would be $700 worth of shards. And that would allow me to win the tournament. But again, after I would have nothing left, and I'm not sure if DuArktik would give me $700 worth of value. Now, comparing him to Shredder, Shredder was an absolute game changer for me because he can solo Dragon, he can solo Ice Golem, he can solo Spider, he can solo a bunch of stuff. It makes other dungeons a lot easier as well. He's amazing for Classic Arena, Tag Arena, Live Arena. He's amazing for the Doom Tower, for Grim Forest. He can solo the Goblin on the Green Forest. Bro. So he has a lot of value. He brought a lot of value for me, while DuArktik is definitely very powerful for Chimera. But again, because I already have Raglin, because I already have Fidi, the other value for the Chimera is like 50-50, maybe even 75-25. And that would not be a good investment. $700 worth of shards for a 25 increase of investment for some rare relic materials, I'm not sure. Once again, he's an amazing champion, amazing design, a time limited and so on. And believe me, I would definitely like to get this guy, but $700 worth of shards, like, bro, it was very, very difficult. Now, I want to bring you some points so you guys can learn about this. This is only possible if you wait until the last second. And this is something that I'm going to try to push a lot more in my content, is that restraining yourself of the early benefit might pay off a lot more at the end of the day. So this was only possible because I waited until the last hour. I woke up 2 hours before the event ended to make the final decision, the executive decision. Are we really going for this guy or not? And after having everything into consideration, the value increase on Chimera, if he's going to be as powerful as Shredder for the entire game, rather than just Chimera, having all of this into consideration, we made the decision. On top of that, my opponent was also online around 2 hours into the game, and he went from 10,000 points to 15,000 points. So yeah, that would be something that we would probably have to fight it out on the last second. And I already did that with Shredder, and it was not great. It was really not something I enjoyed. So yeah, or you win early on, or then if you're going to sacrifice a lot to guarantee that you're going to get the champion, it's going to be very expensive. And I did not want to spend real life money for this. We spend, but limited amount, less than $100 per month. Hopefully 50. Hopefully 50. Okay, so now we have some additional information. Okay, so just to finish the topic of Bayek, I want to teach you this so you guys can assess in the future the value of champions. Many times, Plarium tells you the value of the champion from their aura. He gives a 70 accuracy aura for all battles, and this states that he's at the same level of Michelangelo, which was a free champion. Now, don't get me wrong, Michelangelo is an absolute S tier champion. I'm not playing down on Michelangelo. He's great. He's A plus tier. But when you compare to Mitrala, you can see that there is a tier above. There is a tier above Michelangelo and Bayek, which is the Mitrala tier. Mitrala, she is very, very high tier because she has the 80 accuracy. You can also see these with other champions, like for example, with Phoebe, he gives resistance instead, but he also gives 80 resistance. And this is going to be important for another video when you'll talk about the fusion, that the top tier threshold for these champions is the 80 resistance, 80 accuracy. So Bayek is great, is amazing, but he's not like absolute top tier. And you can see the same thing in regards to Shredder. So for example, if you go to Shadowkin, Shredder, he gives 33% HP, and the only tier above 33% is the mythical 35%. So again, if you pay attention to these signals, you can decide for yourself if you are really getting an absolute top tier champion or not. Are you getting a mythical level champion or not? And this now we are going to jump to the next topic, which is the upcoming champions. We have a champion that might be the next tournament chase event, or champion chase tournament, which is this guy, Storm Herald Hecatun. This guy is coming to the game next week and is absolutely broken. He's also defense like Bayek, Void, Legendary, and is part of the Argonites faction. This guy, I'm going to tell you right away, is an absolute top tier. He is definitely to the level of Shredder, Phoebe, Mitrala, and you can see that from the aura. 24 speed aura is top tier. The only speed aura that is higher than this one is the mythical, which is 25%. So we are talking about an absolute top tier champion. Like I said, because because we have the anniversary going on, there is a very, very high chance that this guy will be part of some kind of tournament, chase tournament, or a boosted event, or anything like that. And is definitely going to be worth the $700 worth of shards, or even real money, because he's just so busted. Taking a quick look through his kit, he attacks one champion with his basic attack. And you'll see in the future that he's going to get counter attacks as well. So the basic attack is very, very powerful. He has a chance of applying Provoke and Enfeeble, and if he has more buffs than the enemies, instead of attacking one target, he's going to attack everyone and still apply the Provoke and the Enfeeble. So he's absolutely busted. Absolutely busted. This cannot be resisted if they have debuffs and so on. So yeah, very, very powerful champion just on the basic alone. Taking a look at other abilities, single target damage on the A2, increases defense and applies Stormcall on all allies. And he's also going to do, so this attack will always crit if the number of buffs is more than the enemies. So very, very powerful champion. Once again, ignores Stone Skin, also ignores defense. This is something that Bayek did not add, is that he does not have like a damage multiplier increase with ignore defense, ignore Stone Skin and stuff like that. Then on top of that, if he kills a target, he's going to decrease the turn meter of all enemies by the amount that target adds. So this might be a massive turn rewind against your enemies. So this is going to be useful for dungeons, for PvP, and the buffs he applies, Stormcaller and increased defense, these are going to be great for PvE as well. Stormcaller is going to increase the damage of the champions by 5% up to 25%. And at the end of the 25%, it's going to drop to a stun on the enemies, a stun that cannot be resisted. So extremely powerful for dungeons and PvE, PvP, and so on. He's just absolutely busted. This champion, both of the abilities are absolutely busted. Finally, he's going to buff himself with crit chance, block damage, and counter attack for 2 turns. Plus, he fills the speed bar of all allies by 25%. This is on a 3-turn cooldown. This is extremely powerful. This is absolutely busted ability. And block damage buff for 2 turns is again busted. You can put this guy with protection, you can put this guy with Stone Skin, you can put this guy with Mercurial. He's going to bust the Mercurial of the enemies because of the counter attacks. He's going to do all kinds of things. And on top of that, he also has an insane passive that he does true damage to the enemies, does max damage HP, ignores shields, ignores block damage, ignores strength. This champion is absolutely ridiculous. And once again, we have this amazing speed aura for all battles of 24%. That tells you once again, he's an absolute top tier champion. So there you go, guys. I really wanted Bayek. I really wanted Bayek. He would be amazing for my Chimera experience. But again, with this additional information that we had some absolutely busted upcoming champions, with the fact that the investment was so high compared to other champions that I find more significant. Like I said, Shredder brought so much to my account that if the champion that I'm chasing is not to this level, then you really have to think about it, and if it's going to be worth the sacrifice. Would Bayek be worth like 7,000 point sacrifice, maybe even 10,000? Yes. 15,000, 20,000, I'm not so sure. But these are my thoughts about the previous event, what I did, the decisions I made, and the thoughts behind it. Hopefully you guys learned something from this, and start preparing yourself for a possibly event for this upcoming legendary, because this guy is going to be absolutely busted. And for sure that because this is an adversary, there is some high chance that we'll have an opportunity to get our hands on him. But you guys let me know your thoughts in the comments below, what you think about this approach to the game. Let me know if you got Bayek or not. If you want some guide for it, I'll definitely help you out. And as always, if you like the information on this type of videos, make sure to share it with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe for more Raid Challenges content. And I will catch you guys later.